Ali, this is the end, my only friend, the end, issue 2 by Jim Starman. Our cover here depicts the bad guy for this story, the cosmically powered fat Oreo, and I am embarrassed to say that it was only earlier this year I actually realised that they are faces on his body. They are faces of the book's main characters on his body. 15 years it took me to notice. I'd love to say that they are hidden well, but they're not. They are enormously obviously there. Once you notice them, you cannot not see them. What has come before is we have another god-level baddie who has shown up with his sights set on conquering Earth and the universe. It is Fat Oreo. Most of the complaints I have with this story were in issue 1, and they involved Fat Oreo murdering the main Marvel superheroes in a very quick fashion. The Avengers and Fantastic Force and the Excellent Men, they are all dead, so you know the effects of this story were permanent. We have 3 plots running in tandem with Fat Oreo's attacks on Earth. The main one for this issue is 4. He has gone to Liam Neeson from Clash of the Titans to make plans to combat Fat Oreo. Our other key plot is Mr. Doom, who is building his own strategy to oppose Fat Oreo. He has been spying on him to try and learn of his weaknesses, and he finds that Fat Oreo has a bunch of time travellers captured and imprisoned, which include various iterations of Kronos, the Timekeepers, Mr. Fantastical's dad, a future version of Mr. Doom, and in his second and final appearance, Drom, the backwards man from Spider-Man Team Up 31. So with this, Mr. Doom deduces that Fat Oreo must see time travel as a threat, and so there must have been a time when Fat Oreo was not as powerful as he is now, and he was vulnerable. I love how Mr. Doom is written in this. Our main plot line in the series, which actually takes a step back this issue to focus on the other 2 strands. We have our main character Thanos, and he too has become aware of Fat Oreo, and so he has brought in the Defenders to aid him in any eventual campaign he devises against Fat Oreo. It is the original 4 Defenders and Captain Marbles, the real one, genis-vell, and Thanos likely saved most of them from certain death on Earth alongside the other heroes. We will pick up on them again in part 3, but now we are back with 4. Him and Liam Neeson, they have brought together the Council of Godheads. This is a big fat union comprised of the big gods / kings / rulers of each pantheon of gods in the Marvel Universe. I bet you couldn't guess which writer is responsible for originally unionising this grouping of characters like this. And our two plot lines somewhat intersect here, as both Mr. Doom and the gods start to learn of Fat Oreo's origin, how he got his big powers, how he was transformed into a god. And Mr. Doom's level of deduction is immense in this. He works everything out through guile and intelligence. And the most powerful gods in the Marvel Universe, they need the Eye of Horus to learn anything. All I'm saying is that this comic raises the notion that Mr. Doom is definitively better than Vishnu. So it is here we start to learn of what happened to Fat Oreo. The first time I read this is stupid, but the first time I read this, I thought this was Wonder Man. I thought because Wonder Man was hard to kill, Fat Oreo was torturing him until he died. It's not Wonder Man. The dialogue and everything else makes it clear that it is not Wonder Man. Fat Oreo, as resurrected, is great enemy from the days of ancient Egyptian times. And Mr. Doom, he observes all this, and he is able to use a lot of information that Fat Oreo directs at his enemy to a certain time before Fat Oreo had his god powers. This series might actually be my favourite depiction of Mr. Doom ever. He's really fucking good in it, but really, Jim Starman always wrote a great Mr. Doom. And the stories that he does without Mr. Doom in them are all lacking because of the absence of Mr. Doom. We got the basic gist of Fat Oreo's story in the first issue. He was an Oreo in Egyptian times. He was overweight. And then one day, he just vanished. All of which is supposedly true. This is based on a real legend and a real Egyptian Oreo. There was an Egyptian Oreo who supposedly ruled for a while, but his remains were never found. Where this differs from the real story is that Fat Oreo was abducted by aliens, and that is why his tomb has never been discovered. I have looked it up. There's also a theory that he just didn't exist at all, and that is why his tomb has never been uncovered, because he just didn't exist. Oh, and this bit is fucking great. Mr. Doom, not only does he want to stop Fat Oreo, but he also recognises an opportunity to gain power himself. If he can replace Fat Oreo, he would become the recipient of all of Fat Oreo's cosmic god powers. So you see, the aliens who abducted him are benevolent space messiahs, useless hippie blobs, who channel power from the source. The source is the energy that gave life to everything in the universe. It is limitless cosmic power that all of existence came from. They empower people to spread unity and peace, but Fat Oreo was a bad egg and they didn't know that, and they unknowingly gave him this immense god energy when he is a total bastard. Fat Oreo then announces that he is aware that the gods are spying on him and they are trying to plan a defense against them. So he attacks, and down here Liam Neeson saves 4 and quickly teleports the 2 away from the battlefield. So I guess 4, he owes Liam Neeson a life debt. I don't know why I am obsessed with that line from Star Wars. There's just something really funny about it. Fat Oreo, he obliterates all the remaining gods with ease. Take that, Vishnu. But it'll be okay because Mr. Doom, who is better than Vishnu, he is ready to enact his own plan against Fat Oreo. And what a great ending to an issue. Mr. Doom, he is about to all ass to Lollapalooza. I like this series a lot. I think it is an overlooked treasure. But I want to know what other people think. I might be the biggest fan of this story. Not many would place this in their lists of favourite Marvel stories. A lot of people see it as more of the same funniest stuff from Jim Starman. A lot of people don't consider it because they believe it is not canon, which is wrong, and I feel I have proved in a 90-minute long video that I did. It should be obvious to anyone watching, but it's getting a 7 thumbs up.